Ah, espera, un momento. No creo, pero bueno, espera. Bueno, bueno, me nos da una piedra. Joder, a ver qué pasa ahora. A ver, ya está.
Let the show be.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything?
Cara genérica de todas las niñas del leche.
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring. I know only the full truth could bring.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive, even if he fired the shot that killed my husband. It was...
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man.
Well, things aren't always as they seem.
Yeah, Papa was a really good man.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things,
Thank you. I'm very... Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
A ver, tienes alcohol por seguro.
You really think so?
No, por eso.
That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Le daba poco.
I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, after my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like... Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was... After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking. My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the... But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person that...
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him.
Habla por telepatía.
The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his own. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two. So I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. And if I may just say one more thing. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callis. But it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di... No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I...
Don't worry. I will definitely... You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve...
Hola. El siguiente es el carajo. Tiri, transporte.
It's me.
Hey, Mario.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you...
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
Sí, hablando por telepatía.
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be if you want to go through the original files from your father's case.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have...
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to
Well, you see, just recently, we were So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your... Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with you. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me.
¿Por qué tengo eso ahí?
Which is more valuable, unlimited mora or
Uno, dos, tres. O sea, 315. No, no merece la pena.
A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Después debe de estar abajo.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just...
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house.
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the opera.
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already...
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side...
Oh, and what
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right...
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that callous... But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain safe if anyone dares to lay their hands on you there. The Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to... Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is... The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask...
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need more. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Ahora que dice Paimon, de todo lo que llamo ya.
Who would have imagined that people could really turn into... Here we go again, trying to crack an impossible case. If Paimon was Jacques, Paimon would probably help whoever Paimon finds more trustworthy. Paimon doesn't feel... He seems good friends with Navia. Navia called him Uncle. So it couldn't have been him, right?
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
We've talked to all three suspects. Purely big...
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then... Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Florent mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice. If I had to guess, he probably...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn... Makes sense. But without evidence, that's... Besides, Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bought. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the...
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
No me sé quién es quién. Que no me sé los nombres, coño.
Thierry, you say? Huh. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was...
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with... If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and...
Que no me sé los nombres.
Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large Still really hard for me to imagine, though. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own... It is true that he was... But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly...
So you're saying he's too broke to
Exactly. He can't. And it... who could it be?
Pero vamos a ver qué. Joder.
You know, if you think everything...
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people...
Malus has always been very reliable, and it's just the suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and...
Tengo la sensación de que debo lo que dice. Tijera y paso y hago.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extreme. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartag.
What? Is that someone...
Yeah, we know him.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances.
Wait, how? None of our
That's what I thought was strange about it. So, if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of...
Right. Because they'll think they've...
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder.
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of... Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit... You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trunk.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson. It's our hope that your confidence...
Thank you so much.
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
Por Dios, no, esto es puzzle, no, joder. Venga. Venga. Ay, por favor, de verdad, se va demasiado rápido uno y el otro.
This is the kind of surprise I could sing about. God protect us.
Por Dios, los puzzles de mierda estos. Ay, por favor, venga, no me toca las narices. Entonces estoy permanentemente dándole. Ay, por el amor de Dios, ¿qué hay que hacer? No puedo estar así dándole para que se vaya moviendo. Esto se pasa de... Los puzzles no, o sea, que no tienen sentido.
Let's dance.
Ay, venga, muévete ya. Hago 3 horas. Pues vamos a ver, no puedo estar dándole, sacando el botón.
Go, Barbara, go.
Ay, por favor, no me toques las narices. Por favor, venga, ya los puzzles estos infinitos, no, joder. Venga. Ay, por Dios, de verdad. Venga. Joder, hay que darle 800 veces. Ay, no, 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 no. Joder. Por Dios, venga. Pero por las narices. Venga, joder, encima hay que darle 8000 veces. Pero tú eres tonto. De verdad, por favor. Por favor, venga ya.
Go, Barbara, go!
Joder, venga ya, de verdad. Venga, tontería ya. Joder. Dije que hay que darle un jumping verde. Venga, 2. Es que no te puedo mantener. No puedo darle tantas hostias a los dos. Venga, joder, qué pesade, por el amor de Dios. Joder, ya vale, coño. Ah. Puta pesada de puzzles de mierda. Ay, por favor, no puedo mantener los dos a la vez. Venga. Joder, qué pesadez. No, no, es imposible mantener los dos. No puedo mantener los dos. Mira, o sea, no puedo mantener los dos. O sea, es imposible. Los dos verdes. No me te hace caso. Oye, ay.
Go, Barbara, go! Go, Barbara! Let the show begin.
Oye, oye, que no te vuelvas. Cabrón.
I'll protect us.
Oye, ya, ¿qué pasa? Hola.
Come on, we can do
Ay,
it.
mierda.
Let the show begin.
Por favor. Venga.
I promise to keep you safe.
For justice.
Flee!
Let's dance.
Yeah. Here! Zip. Ha! Yeah. These look surprisingly useful.
Joder. Madre mía.
Don't tell me they did it again.
There are still so many places for us to
Whirling snow! Take flight! Today is a lucky day. Today is a lucky day. Stand with me!
Sí. Voy.
If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
I see everything. Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. important place like this is bound. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearance?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with. I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student.
No. That's not what.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant... In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for the... We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will...
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, so, Your Honor, is there nothing else for...
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabaret... Huh? What Confrérie?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly... And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia, members of the guards, please contact Mr. Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies, sir. It all just happened. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is
Very well. In that case, since both sides...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To only through elucidating what really happened in that cave.
Navia, do you really think that I was... Come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both... If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at the...
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about...
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while the guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself, and Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarissa. These are the known
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not... in truth, the third person shot. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all... Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained... assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques however, in the end, he unfortunately for Jacques. A pile of clothing, but now it is clear since it was raining that. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?